We were in the middle of our tournament where my friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there. I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head. So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't. And apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Fumbling Through the Galaxy with your host Severus Snape. So today we're going to continue looking at the Gentle Giant 2D animated style maquettes that I introduced you to in the last episode. So in the last episode we had a look at Asajj Ventress. We talked a little bit about who your favorite Sith are and the reason. So if you were someone who left a comment or like, thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and I love engaging with all of you. So today we're actually going to look at some Jedi, and that brings me to today's question and this episode's question, which is, who are your favorite Jedi and why? And so of course, when I'm thinking about Jedi, and it can be, but can be certainly the more well-known ones, but I would like to hear maybe about your Jedis that are not as known as your Lukes, your Anakins, your Obis, your Qui-Gon, and kind of those more popular Jedis, Yoda. Do you have any others? And the reason I ask is the particular statue we'll be looking at today is actually a duo statue, meaning there's two characters in one statue because they're so tightly interconnected in all the stories, except for the novelization, actually. And one of these characters, to me, is one of my favorite Jedi, and certainly one of my favorite Jedi story arcs in all of Star Wars, 2D, 3D, and Tales of the Empire. So if you haven't guessed, of course, I'm referring to Barriss and her master, Luminara. So, one of the reasons I really like Barriss is the same reason why I said in the last episode that I really enjoyed the storyline with Asajj, is that, they have complicated arcs, and they have arcs where they go from the light to the dark, to the shadow, to the gray, back to the light, to the dark, whatever their journey is and wherever it ends up. It's not a straight and narrow path. And so I really enjoy more complicated characters like that, as much as I always really enjoyed Yoda and Obi-Wan, and they really represent some very important tenets within the Jedi Order. What I always found is that, it kind of made them one-dimensional to me. Made them almost too rigid, kind of like Mace. And I would have liked to have, well, certainly we got a little more with Obi-Wan in the novelizations, a little more kind of backstory, a little more complexity to him. But in the movies, I always found him to be quite one-dimensional. Anyway, that's my take. So leave me a comment. Let me know who your favorite Jedi is and why. And to come back to, Luminara and Barriss, again, Barriss, great novelizations in the Jedi Healer. If you're not familiar with the EU books called Jedi Healer, there's 2 books. Barriss is featured in both of them. Fantastic. I think a lot of people are very disappointed in what Filoni did with her in the 3D cartoon, and I think he tried to fix some of that in Tales of the Empire, and I think he did a pretty good job, to be honest with you. So I was really happy to see her again in Tales of the Empire, and I certainly liked the way her story went. I'm not going to spoil anybody. I don't care if it's been out for months, years. If you're listening to this and you haven't seen it, I want you to have the joy of discovering it as you go along. So again, novelizations, Jedi Healer, awesome. And then obviously her from 2D, 3D, and Tales of the Empire. So today we will be looking at the maquette series that features both Barriss and Luminara. So I really love this statue. I really love the fact that they paired them together. I think that's just awesome, because really they are characters that are so intertwined. And Luminara is another character that's, again, that I love, but is also, again, kind of straight and linear in her character development, which is interesting, right? I think you kind of needed that, and I think there was an old school, new school kind of changing of the guard, and I think during the Clone Wars it was much more complicated for Jedis and Padawans. So it's very interesting exploration of that whole dynamic and what the actual temple and the order was becoming during the Clone Wars as they were militarized. Anyway, enough of all that. Let's get to the table and let's have a look at these characters. All right, and now for the Barriss and Luminara figures. Again, front of the box. Great looking figures. Don't really have a problem with the way Luminara looks like on the 2D show. Thought she looked a lot better in the 3D show. But again, really love this vision of her too. Love the character. And again, great side profile. As seen on the Cartoon Network. Great shot of the two of them. And here, showing us some other figures. So there's the Anakin and General Grievous. Right now, I've got a line on General Grievous. Let's see if he accepts the offer. Anakin, I've really had a tough time trying to find. So he's definitely one that I'm still on the hunt for. So really, the two that I have not been able to find at all are Anakin and Padme. From the back of the boxes that I've seen to date. And again, just a little blurb about Tartakovsky's vision on these characters. So, all right, let's open it up, see what we got. Okay. This one feels hefty compared to Asajj. So there's a little heft. Now, this did come with Asajj as well. I didn't show it, but whenever you're buying any Gentle Giant and Diamond Select, of course, they give you a number, production number, and the limited edition number. So this is 2013 of 3000. So here we are. Ooh, oh yeah, actually, that looks really good. All right, let's take a look. There's Barriss. There's Luminara. I love that look. You don't look too happy right there. Barriss looks pretty focused. Now, Barriss, as I said, these are two of my favorite characters. Barriss was a point of contention for a lot of fans, obviously, of the novelizations. What they did with Barriss in the 3D show, and then left it kind of unresolved, left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. So it was really great to see Filoni pick it up with Tales of the Empire and kind of give us at least a continuation of her story. I'm not quite sure that we got any closure yet, but certainly was very satisfying to see kind of post Wrong Jedi arc where she ended up. So, and again, we look at the detail in Luminara's robe. It's amazing. Dynamic poses, kind of movement and everything. I love it. Yeah, I mean, these are just great figures. And again here, we've got our lightsabers, that plastic I was speaking of earlier. These seem to actually have metal pins in them, as opposed to Asajj's pins that were plastic pins. So that's kind of cool. They come in both ways. I've seen them both metal and plastic. So again here, you got the metal insert pin that's going to go in. I'm not sure if you can see that. There we go. That's a little better. That's a metal insert pin that goes in. I believe Luminara has the green lightsaber. Excellent. And Barriss will have the blue lightsaber. And again, here's a blue lightsaber and the pin. So yeah, you know, it's really interesting in time. It'll be interesting to see over the years if this plastic holds up. As I said, I keep mine in a really cool area out of direct sunlight. But I always do wonder. I do have some other figures where, depending on the movement of the angle of the lightsaber, it does feel like they have started to curve a little with time, lose some of their rigidity. So there we go. So yeah, let's do a close-up. This looks great. There's Barriss, Padawan, looking badass in her pose. And same can be said for Luminara. Just looking great, just a great combo. Glad that they decided to do this as a 2-character sculpt. They really do belong together. Again, 2 of the great characters of Clone Wars era Star Wars and beyond. And I'm looking forward to seeing them pick up Barriss' story even more in the future. So yeah, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this this review of these 2 that I just picked up. Learned a little bit about the maquettes. I will certainly keep you all in the loop about if I get any of the other ones that I'm hunting right now. Hey, if you come across any and you're in Canada, let me know, man. I'm definitely interested. So, you know, leave a like and a comment, and till the next time.